Well, hey everybody, and welcome to day 2 of the 2023 Eric's Trains Christmas Bonanza. 8 videos in 8 days, starting on Christmas Day and ending on New Year's Day. So, oftentimes on this channel, I review locomotives that have really wide minimum curves, like the Big Boy requires 072 curves or larger. The Dreyfus that I just reviewed yesterday has a minimum curve of 072, and even a diesel like an SD70 or something is going to be 054 or maybe 042 or something like that. Well, today we're going to be checking out something with no minimum curve, none whatsoever, and it comes in the form of this little guy. This is the brand new TMCC rail bonder from Lionel, and we're going to check it out right now on Eric's Trains. All right, so I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you also have a Happy New Year. Today we're going to be checking out the diminutive and humble rail bonder. Now, as its name suggests, a rail bonder was a piece of equipment used back in the day to bond rails together. I think it welded sections of rails together. Kind of an obscure piece of maintenance equipment, and it's really cool that Lionel chose to model this. Now, this is not the first time that Lionel has done the rail bonder. I believe the rail bonder debuted in 2004. I've actually got an older one from 2006. Here it is. This is a Conrail version. Kind of cool. But this newest version of the rail bonder appeared in Lionel's 2023 Volume 1 catalog, and these showed up just a few weeks ago. Now, what sets the new rail bonder apart from the older versions is that the new one has TMCC on board, so it can be used in the command control environment, unlike the previous ones, which were conventionally controlled. And this is something that Lionel has been doing over the years. They've been slowly converting a lot of their smaller motorized units to command control, which of course means that I can run them on my layout because I have a command control only layout. It's a bit difficult for me to run conventional locomotives on this layout, but with the new TMCC rail bonder, I can put this on the layout and have a ball with it. Now, I know for a lot of people, these small motorized units are not the most exciting thing. I mean, let's face it, it's not a big boy. But I absolutely love these small motorized units that Lionel and other companies have put out over the years because they're just, for one thing, they're adorable. And for another thing, they're easy to collect because they're not terribly expensive. Now, they're more expensive than most people would like, but they're not so expensive as to make them difficult to collect. And so I've kind of made it a mission. I've kind of got a sub-collection of these motorized units in my collection where I'm trying to get all the various road names that Lionel has made over the years. So what I thought I'd do real quick is share with you a few of the examples of motorized units that I have in my collection. And one of the reasons I want to do that is because there's really not too much to talk about with one of these things. It's got TMCC, a motor, and a headlight, and that's pretty much it. No sound, no fancy features or anything like that. These things are very basic, but that's what kind of makes them charming. Anyway, so you already saw this. This is the rail bonder made in 2006, conventionally powered, no TMCC. Then we've got one of the command control speeders that Lionel put out a few years ago. I've actually got a few of these in my collection, various road names, and I've got an older one that's conventionally controlled. These are great. I did a review of one of these a few years back. I'll put a link to it in this video if you want to watch it. And then one of my all-time favorites, the Trackmobile. Again, with TMCC on board. I think I've got 3 or 4 of these. I'm trying to get more. I absolutely love these things because not only are they adorable and relatively affordable, but they can also pull a few cars as well, so very cool. Prior to Lionel adding TMCC to the rail bonder, this was the last motorized unit to receive command control. This is the ballast hamper that Lionel did a few years back, the Burlington Northern version. These things are so cool. I've got an older one from about 2006 or so that's conventionally controlled, but it's much more fun when it's got command control on board. Again, very simple. This one actually has some animation. The ballast hampers move up and down, but very simple and yet very charming. Then we've got the TMCC track inspection car that Lionel did, I think maybe 10 years ago or so. This one's really cool. Looks really sharp too. This is one of the Lionel bump and go trolleys. This is the Trippy trolley that they did a year or 2 ago. It's got all sorts of psychedelic lights on the inside, and you can see like disco dancers and stuff. It's really cool, or should I say it's really groovy. I did a review of this as well. I'll put a link to it in this video. Here's an oldie but a goldie. This is the Lionel number 50 gang car from the post-war years, I think early 1950s, if I'm not mistaken. And this works a lot like the bump and go trolley, where when it hits the track bumper, it reverses direction. Conventionally controlled. I wonder if Lionel will bring out a command control version of this at some point in the future. That would be really cool. MTH has also made some small motorized vehicles. This is one of the hand cars that was made for the 2020 election. This is the Biden hand car. And right here I've got the Trump hand car. Very cool, very simple. I did a video on these. I'll put a link to it if you want to watch it. Here's an example from K-Line. This was made in the early 2000s. This is their Plymouth Switcher. Very cool, all die-cast metal. It's got a great weight. It's actually got a smoke unit on board and lights. It's conventionally controlled. Now, I wonder if Lionel owns this tooling since they acquired a lot of the K-Line tooling. It'd be really cool if Lionel brought this back out with TMCC. And even Menards has gotten into the act. This is their M&M track inspection car from the M&M's track inspection set that they made, I think, last year or earlier this year. Really cute. It's battery powered. And they also included this bonus vehicle in the set. It's a little Jeep or Hummer or something like that. Very cool. So yeah, as you can see, I'm a big fan of these small motorized units, and the ones you saw are just a few examples of what I've got in my collection. I've got many more. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the new rail bonder. It's got this little pantograph on top and that rooftop detailing, and you can lock the pantograph like that when not in use. They've actually got a couple of crew figures and some dash detail on the inside. I'm not sure how well you can see that, which is surprising because there's not a lot of room in there with the motor and the electronics and so forth, but they did manage to get them in there. There's the front. We've got the classification lights. I don't think these are functional. I don't think they're wired up, but we'll find out in a moment. Got a cute little horn and an operating headlight up there. I like the safety striping. Got a little step down here and one on the back as well. There's a little brass bell up here. Very cute. There's a look at the bottom. Got the run program switch there, 2 pickup rollers, and there's a single traction tire right there. Now, I got the yellow maintenance of way version. They cataloged 3 other versions. There's a New Haven, a Pacific Electric, and a Long Island Railroad. I would eventually like to get all 4 of them because, as I said, they're not super terribly expensive, and that makes them easy to collect. The retail price on this is right at $150, which again is higher than a lot of people would like, but it's not unreasonable. And keep in mind, that is the full retail price. If you go through a good Lionel dealer like my favorite train store, Legacy Station, you can likely get a discount off that retail price. I wouldn't be surprised if you could find these for maybe $125 or something like that, which isn't bad. And again, makes them very easy to collect. So yeah, very humble, very simple, very basic. It's not nearly as exciting as a Big Boy or a Challenger or something like that, but you know what? I like these anyway. They're adorable, and they're just fun to run and fun to collect. I love them. Anyway, we're going to end this video by taking this thing for a spin around the layout, and that will do it for day 2 of the 2023 Christmas Bonanza. 8 videos in 8 days, starting on Christmas Day and ending with a live show on New Year's Day, and I'll be giving away some prizes during the live show, so make sure you tune in for that. That'll be at 12 p.m. Eastern on New Year's Day, right here on my YouTube channel. So that'll do it for now. I'm Eric Siegel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 3.